Okay, this is my third attempt to paint Eddie Vedder, and what I did a little bit different this time is I reduced the size. So you can see I put a little square. I'll give you a tip. The canvas will always be the wrong size. So you'll have to pre-plan your drawing or have a printout or sketch, and that's my Eddie Vedder sketch. So it's kind of looking a little bit better now. He's not as stretched out in the head, so I think I kind of got the shape, and I'm not investing any more into paint. So this might be my last painting, unless I do like a little small one. I have a couple of small canvases, maybe some lying around. So all these canvases are reused from school, so I can reuse canvas. All you need to do is either you can buy gesso or house paint and paint over it if it's not too bumpy. So you can paint over almost anything. So that's my tip for you. And if you're having problems with proportion, don't worry about it. It's part of painting, part of life drawing. You might want to take some life drawing classes. You might want to sign up for some part-time life drawing classes, so that might help out. And so this one I did with a sketch as well. So either get a printout and try to draw the sketch. So you might have to play around with your canvas a little bit before you get it looking right, how you like it. I haven't really stretched out on this one, so I kind of like how this one is. And if I try to sell these portraits in a little shop somewhere, I might get 200 bucks for it. So then usually the shop will take like 100 bucks from you, so they'll take like 50% on the sale. So it's almost not worth the supplies, unless if you're just using up what supplies you have. If you keep buying new supplies and expensive supplies, painting it goes up in value. So starts at like 1, then goes up 2, 3, 4, and all that series. So if you're buying the expensive paints, you might be losing a lot of money. That's why I never really got into watercolor, because watercolor really costs a lot of money, and oil painting was the cheapest thing I could afford. And I never really liked acrylic much, but I could do sketching in acrylic and paint in oil. But I'm not going to buy any more supplies unless if I find a canvas in the garbage or thrifting for like $2 and I could repaint it, and I could do like a little landscape or a portrait of somebody. He's singing in this, so I might work on the lips a little bit, but for now that's how it's going to be, because he's pretty hard to get. Not to mention the angle of it, so not quite straight, but I try to keep this side narrow as possible, because in here, he's on that one side, he's still a little bit more narrow. So I could even bring this in quite a bit more, but if you keep playing with it too much, it might not turn out. Oil is very slippery and wet. You would have to let it dry and wipe like a portion of it out. So I would have to like wipe half of this out and then try to bring it in a little bit, but not that bad. So luckily I had a little bit of paint to paint the hair in. So that's what I like to do, just paint a little portion of it, and I don't have any color to color him, so I'm just going to leave it like this, and it also could be considered a finished sketch. So this is Eddie Vedder number 2 or number 3, because I wiped the first 2 out. So this is the one that I'm going to keep, because his proportions are quite accurate. Unless if you know proportions, then you could start off with your proportions, or some people use a grid and paint by number, but that I never learned that. So I just paint by eye. So From here I could go into color. But I would have to let this dry a little bit before I start putting the color of the flesh. But I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it like this, and hopefully his eyes kind of look okay, so I'm going to just leave it how it is. Doesn't bother me too much now. Thanks for watching. So portraits are kind of tough, but a lot easier than full figure painting. I never really did life painting. I might have done a little bit, but not a whole lot, so never really got the hang of life painting that much. Plus it's pretty expensive. You have to pay like 400, 500 bucks for a course, so painting is pretty expensive. So if you're going to go into painting, I suggest try part-time and pay the 400 bucks they're asking for, or 500 bucks they want for this summer, and learn that way before you try full-time. Thanks for watching. So that's my tip for you if you're trying to get into art. Eddie Vedder. So I just signed it up there this time, Eddie Vedder, where I have room, and I just sign RM. And if I will really finish this off, I could paint the background and work on his flesh. So male are a little bit harder than females, so because they have a different skin tone color. So thanks for watching. So yeah, you have to really play around with the skin quite a bit. Plus there's like a huge area to cover, so you need to make enough for the whole portrait, not just for like a little area like the cheek or the nose. So that's where paint comes in, and the money for the paint supplies. So now if people want something from me, they would have to buy all the supplies and I'll just paint them. I might charge them 50 bucks. I might just charge them for the supplies. So it really depends how big the painting is, I guess, and how much supplies they need to buy. Thanks for watching. You need to buy paints, brushes, canvas. So all that costs money now. Plus I don't have a proper easel, so I'm going to turn everything back into a tool room. Got a few more paintings to put away, and this might be my last painting this year, even though the summer is just starting. Thanks for watching. RM. Oil painting of Eddie Vedder with a shading. Hopefully I got the eyes to look okay. Kind of looks like a cartoony eye a little bit, I think, but it's close enough, I think. I'm not going to fool around with it too much.